Hey guys, I'm Abby and this is my channel, and today I'm gonna go over my April bullet journal setup for 2020. March was a very weird month for all of us, and April isn't, I guess we're getting used to it, but it's still a quite different month than usual. But I'm still trying to keep up with my bullet journal and using it, even though I basically stay home all day, like most people these days with the coronavirus going around. I hope you're staying healthy and washing your hands and staying away from people, just to help flatten the curve. Since March was a weird month, for my April theme, I wanted to make it very kind of cheerful and hopeful, you know, following March and everything that's happened. I just wanted to keep the positive vibes going into April, and hopefully for the future when we can go outside and interact with a lot of people again. I've definitely had time to draw a lot. You know, I'm still working from home, but I've gotten a lot done. I've cooked a lot. I think a lot of people have started more cooking, which is great, but definitely got to dive more into some of my hobbies, not my habits. I haven't been doing great with my habits actually, but my hobbies have been kind of getting more attention than usual. So like I said, this theme came from just the vibe of what's going on right now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to create it, go right ahead, and let's get right to it and show you what I did. So as I said, this is my April bullet journal, and I wanted to make it nice and fun and more positive for things to come, since March has been such a hard month. And so I chose 5 different like spring colors because spring has started. And then I also added a nice little quote here. It says, "To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." And it's by Audrey Hepburn. I think it was just really fitting. That's why I did the flowers. And I just chose the bright, because it is spring, chose bright colors. And you know, hopefully April brings a lot better times and things to come compared to where we are now in March with quarantine and everything. So the next page is my monthly layout, and I continued with the flowers with my 5 different colors. I went through this month and kind of drew out all the boxes of everything before I did all the colors, because I knew I wanted to make it really colorful and bright and happy. So I went first and kind of boxed out all the areas, and you'll see on the next few pages how I did that too. And we have a nice little layout, and I'll just write everything in black. So yeah. And then the next page I have habits and goals, and instead of doing, you know, continuing flowers every page, I decided to do some other things. So I did stripes on this page, and you see how I said I blocked out all the white spaces. I think I'm just gonna use a black marker and cross them out for each, instead of filling them in with color like I usually do. I think it'll just get a little too confusing with this, so I'm just gonna use my black marker and X them out as I go. And I tried to work a lot more on my calligraphy this time, using, you know, calligraphy pen. And this page I did circles, and there's an even number of every color. I just kind of go through and draw one of each color and then kind of fill it in as I go. And this one I added some little shadows to the boxes in each color, just to make them stand out a little more. And I actually messed up when I was drawing out my boxes for my white spaces. Usually this is my goals page next to my habits, but I started drawing out my playlist page. If you don't know, I usually jump around on which page I work on, especially in the monthly setup, and I usually use the same order, but when I was thinking of the playlist page, I just happened to be on this page still. And so I started drawing it out here instead of my goals. So goals and the playlist got mixed up, but that's fine. But I liked how this kind of thing turned out. The stripes aren't as neat as I wanted, but I kind of like that. So I wanted to keep this page happy and bright, and the stripes and the circles are a little different than the flowers, but keeping the same colors that I used for the flowers. So yeah, and then the next pages, I also did stripes and little, you know, like lines, I guess. But here I did the stripes horizontal instead of diagonal like the other page, and you can see again I marked out the area where I want to write and everything for my brain dump, and I did again the same colors and just went down the page adding each one. And over here I just did diagonals of the little squares, and I only did one line of each color, but I really liked how it looked. And again, this is usually the playlist page, but it got switched. So now goals and brain dump are together, which might actually help, because sometimes a lot of what I write here has to do with the goals I want to achieve or ideas that come up with. So maybe I'll keep it that way, but who knows. And then for the first weekly setup, I went back to the flowers. There's only 5 days in the first week until the first Sunday. And I just went through, since there are 5 colors that I picked, and I chose just did the centers for each color, and then went and used a different color to draw the petals of the flowers. And I think going forward with my weeks, I'll kind of go through the different types I used on different pages, so the circles and the stripes and the little lines, diagonal lines, to go forward with my setup for my weeks. You can see them as I go through on my Instagram, but that is my setup for the month of April. Hopefully it goes a lot better than March, and we all stay healthy and get better and eventually can go out and see people again. But we can believe in tomorrow, you know, plant a garden, because it is spring. It's the time to plant. And that's my April setup. So that is my setup for my bullet journal for the month of April. It's nice and happy and bright with those 5 colors that I chose, you know, to go with spring, and hopefully brighter days are coming out of this quarantine and whole coronavirus. So I wanted to base my theme off of that. So if you recreate this theme, please tag me on my Instagram at AbbySomeone with 2 E's at the end. I will love to see them, and hopefully if your theme is also really bright and fun and kind of spring-like, let me see them. Hopefully your April will be nice and better than your March. We all hope that we can all be healthy and go into the spring and into the summer healthy and better and more together as a community. Like this video if you are excited for April and the hope that it can bring. And until next time, if you want to be someone, why not be you? I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.